everybody, and welcome to your very first round of month ahead forecasts on my channel. I'm so excited to start something new. I'm at a new place. This is like a new filming studio, if you will, and I can't wait to kind of change up my offerings a little bit. And before we begin, I do want to tell you a little bit about that. First and foremost, my name is Yelena Crawford, so welcome back to anyone and everyone that was a previous subscriber. Thank you guys so much. And for anybody that hasn't met me yet, welcome. I'm very happy to have you here. And this is kind of what my channel is going to look like moving forward. So if you were not a previous subscriber, you don't need to worry about what it used to be, but I kind of have a little bit of a new content strategy. So I'm going to be getting rid of my weekly forecast completely, and I'm going to start the month couple days prior to each new month. I'm going to push out forecast videos, which are month ahead forecasts, which is what this is, for all 12 zodiac signs. So you guys can know ahead of time exactly what's happening. And if you weren't already aware, I do offer a written monthly forecast as well. And it's general. It's not by zodiac sign. It's basically all about the collective and the energies that are happening in the month ahead, which can really help you to have that written paper, right? So if you are interested in signing up for my free written cosmic guide, is what I call it, you can go to my website, yelenacrawford.com, and a little pop-up box will come up on the screen where you can enter your email address. But I promise not to spam. I don't really send a whole lot. I maybe inform you guys of new videos or any new offerings I might have or whatever, but that's pretty much it. And then on top of these monthly forecasts, what I plan to do is obviously full and new moon videos, you know, and horoscopes for those as they come along. But also I want to start breaking down significant transits throughout the month. So as the energies are kind of coming in and passing, I want to really dive in and hone in and talk about those as they come along, so we can kind of follow the transits together. So I want to make this really interactive. I may end up doing a lot of lives for some of these things too, but I will definitely make sure to let you guys know ahead of time. And then another one of my offerings is on Instagram, and I've been really kind of amping that up, and I've been doing daily astrology updates. So if you guys really want to follow the astrology on a daily basis as you learn and as it helps you with your own life, then I would highly suggest adding me over at Yelena Crawford Astrology on Instagram as well. I'm going to have stories and daily posts so you guys can keep up to date with the astrology in many different ways. Also, this is a general forecast, and I want to make that very clear that yes, I'm breaking this down by your rising sign. So that kind of sets up the chart, and I'm able to kind of see some of the in and out energies and the different themes that might be brought into focus for you over the next month. But your individual birth chart is what gets activated by these transiting energies. And our birth charts are all completely different. So while this might be hitting somebody and really bringing out positive potential with some of these transits, it could also be really exacerbating a negative portion of someone else's chart. So just keep that in mind. And if you are someone who is maybe navigating big changes and you want to make more sense of it, then contact me for a personal reading. I would highly suggest getting a reading with me or whatever astrologer you deeply resonate with. You can also do that through my website, yelenacrawford.com. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all the announcements for right now. So let's get into the forecast. Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your April 2022 month ahead horoscope. It looks like it's going to be a very interesting month indeed. So we have most of the month, pretty much every planet is direct until the second to last day. And that means a lot of things are going to be moving forward. Things are kind of going at a really fast pace at this time, nonetheless, whether we like that or not, right? But usually Sagittarius energy is good with the change, and because they are a mutable sign, which is very adaptable to the circumstances that are incoming or circumstances that need to change in general. So for you, Sagittarius, we start off the month on April 1st with a new moon. And a new moon kind of sets us on a new trajectory where we feel maybe renewed in a certain area of life. And for you, this is actually a really nice place to have a new moon. It's in your fifth house, and the fifth house rules over our children as well as our childlike nature. So being a child, what do? You like to have fun. You like to experience joy. You birth creativity. Since this is a house that children come from. It's all about birthing things, and that doesn't necessarily have to be children for those of you who don't have children. This could be new creative projects that are coming through. It could be expressing your gifts, talents, and abilities in an individual way versus a group orientation or reliance on other people or groups or organizations. So this is you standing in your authentic nature. Now, since this is associated with Chiron, which is known as the wounded healer in astrology, there is maybe some wounding that you've been working through in this area of life since around 2018 or so. And this could come up during this new moon. And since this is something that you've already been working through, it might bring up feelings of awkwardness, insecurity, where you feel different than other people, where you might not be confident in some way, shape, or form. And it could have something to do with maybe some wounding or something like that you've moved through. Doesn't have to, but it could. This could be related to your children or your ability to express yourself in creative ways out to the world. Really shine your light bright, be who you are in your own truth, your own individuality, living from the heart. So this new moon is really setting you on a new path forward related to all of those types of topics. This could honestly be a great time for anybody who's an entrepreneur, especially anybody who has maybe, creative business of some sort. And this is just a really good time to experience life and have fun, all the joys of life. Romance. Maybe some of you are actually out there dating and you're kind of working through some of your insecurities relative to those types of things. So this could be an interesting moment that sets that path forward for you. So this new moon is going to culminate in 6 months from now at the full moon in Aries. So whatever is being set into motion right now, we'll really see it ending or coming to fruition of some sort in the fall. This is actually a pretty fated degree point as well, since the new moon is the sun and moon conjunct in the sky, and it's both of those planets are at 11:11. So I like to think of this month as a big month of fate. A lot of our transits are with the nodes of fate, including one I'm just about to tell you about. And, this is really putting us on a path that's more in alignment with our destiny. Will it be difficult to do that for some people? Yes, definitely. There's no doubt about that. And we will continue to talk about that. But sometimes we don't even realize as souls what is best for us on our destined path, and we need a little bit of assistance from the universe or from God or whatever you want to call that. So anyways, the ruler of this new moon that's setting the stage for some of the energies for the month, as well as some of the newness that's coming into our lives, is Mars. And Mars is a planet of initiation. It's a planet of aggression, sometimes conflict. Sometimes it can sever and separate things. It can bring just an agitation, an overall agitation or inflammation. Now, what's happening is that Mars is moving towards a conjunction to challenging, restrictive, and limiting Saturn that stops things, that slows things down, that says no to things. And these two planets are coming together in your third house on April 4th. So that first week, it's a little bit of murky waters that we're kind of moving through in especially the first week of April. We are definitely moving through a little bit of challenging territory where things that we're maybe trying to push forward are slowed down in some way, shape, or form. There could be some arguments, conflicts, disputes, challenging conversations. So be careful right now, especially how you're getting your message across, because this is taking place in your third house of correspondence, of information and communication. So there could be maybe some challenging communications that need to be had with your children, with your siblings, with your relatives. There could be some dynamics of hardship within your community or your local environment. It could just bring a slowdown to the daily busyness that you have going on. This is also the house that rules over transportation. So I just want you to be extra cautious and careful with vehicles on short trips or to and fro from your errands to the store, whatever you need to do, because this is a little bit of a shaky energy. It's almost as if Mars is the gas pedal and Saturn is the brake, or Mars is the gas pedal and it's the car zooming forward, and Saturn is a boulder that it crashes into. Mars goes, Saturn stops it. So just be extra cautious with your communications, how you get a message out to groups of people, as well as in vehicles and going to and fro. I think that'll be very important. Now, this Mars-Saturn dynamic is actually creating what's called a T-square, which is a dynamic of stress, inner tension, and frustration. But ultimately, that inner tension and frustration leads us to make a change that's very fated in nature. And sometimes we don't make change unless we're forced to, or unless there are circumstances that push us to do it. So this is kind of one of those situations right here. So obviously, those nodes are in your 1st and 7th house axis. So this may actually be a conversation that needs to be had between you and your partner or something like that. Or maybe it's, like I said, a conversation with a sibling, or maybe some dynamic needs to be shifted with you in a partnership. Business partner, platonic partner, friend, lover, whatever it might be, there could be something that's creating a pressure or tension there that needs to be kind of worked through. So this could also be maybe a relationship with a teacher or a community that you're involved with. That, like I said, it could be a little bit challenging. There could be some a feeling of wanting to move forward and proceed with something, but feeling really stuck and not being able to do so. Just know that this is a passing energy, and we also want to take into consideration the houses in your chart that Mars and Saturn rule. Let's see here. So for you specifically, Sagittarius, Mars is going to rule your 5th house of children. So this could involve your children. Maybe it's a dispute between you and a partner, or you and a partner that are maybe separating or something like that, or maybe a partner that has children and you're trying to figure out arrangements of taking care of them, or who knows what it could be. It could actually be you and your relationship with a child in general in a communication that needs to be had. Maybe it's regarding a creative project or somebody that you're dating. Ultimately, this is the energy that I'm seeing here with that. So like I said, Mars rules that house, and Mars also rules your Scorpio house, which is the 12th, which is all about things that are taking place behind the scenes. This could be related to some sort of enemy that you weren't aware of, somebody that's kind of, got it out for you or something that's coming after you. This could be related to maybe something that has to do with 12th house institutions that get brought up here, like hospitals, rehab centers, ashrams. Maybe, there's just something within you, some subconscious tendency to argue or get in fights and disputes and, challenge people with your words that needs to be worked through here in some way. And that's going to be something that you're going to be moving through. So that could kind of put you in a difficult zone for a little period that requires maybe some rest and contemplation behind the scenes. Saturn also rules your house of money and finances. So this could somehow bring in a communication or challenge a situation with your funds, your money and possessions. But let's go ahead and move on from that. We do have some interesting energy that's going to be taking place at the same time. So like I said, this month is a mixed bag of energy. And it does help to mitigate some of the stressors from this dynamic. So for you, this is Venus moving into the sign of Pisces. It's her exalted spot, which means she is celebrated there. Venus rules over relationships, harmony, love, connection, and unity. It rules over our money and possessions and resources, and our desires and ability to bring things in from our own personal magnetism. Venus is the ruler of your 6th house of work and your daily routines, your health and everything like that. It also has to do with friends. But Venus is going to be moving into the home zone. So this could help to mitigate the energies of what's going on right now. If you are open to connecting with family members or parents. This could also bring an opportunity to maybe move or share your home space with friends in celebration. Maybe you have friends over, because Venus also rules over like ceremony, celebration, food. So this could be a fun time to do something like that as well. Venus is also related to real estate. It's the ruler of Taurus, and this is in your 4th house of home. So maybe that's something you do, and this is something that you're doing for work, and this is a really lucrative time for you, right? This could be a very interesting time as well for that type of endeavor. Maybe you literally have an opportunity to move somewhere. And the reason I say that there's so much being highlighted, or, you know, Venus also is aesthetic. So you may have a desire to like redo your interior of your home or something like that. And it could be easy to do that during this time. You know, you could be feeling really great connections with your parents or other family members, and things could just be flowing really easily there. Now, for some of you, this will eventually square your ascendant. So whatever that is asking you to have compassion, love, empathy, whatever needs to shift or change within you to make these relationships work, especially in the workplace with coworkers, amongst your friends, and in the home zone. Now, as we move towards April 12th, we have another dynamic going on in your place of home, your roots, your ancestry, as well as your relationship to your parents and your living situation in general. We've got Jupiter, the big benefic, the planets associated with wisdom, luck, opportunity. It's coming together with spiritual Neptune, the planet that has to do with things beyond this realm of existence. And these two planets are coming together in your 4th house. So again, this could be maybe an opportunity to develop yourself a little bit more, to transcend some of your karmic habits and patterns related to maybe family and your upbringing or something like that. So this, because, you know, Neptune rules transcendence, where we have an opportunity to transcend things, move past them, dissolve them. So this could bring in one of those dynamics as well, which could be really interesting. Jupiter, let's see, Jupiter rules your 1st house. So this is, whatever this is, has a significant impact upon your development. You could be learning from someone very wise, like a parent could be teaching you a valuable lesson of some sort right now. This could very literally be the dissolving of something related to home-related matters that maybe even brings an opportunity to expand in some way. So for some of you, you might be actually getting rid of a house. Maybe someone in your family literally leaves this realm. That is often a possibility as well with this energy. And I don't say that to make anyone fearful, but, you know, it is what it is. Now, this is happening at 23 degrees in the sign of Pisces. So for any Sagittarius risings that have their ascendant around 18 to 28 degrees, we'll say, 18 to 28 degrees of Sagittarius, this alignment will actually be squaring your ascendant, which is who you are. It's how you portray yourself to the world and everything like that. There could be, and there is a possibility for some deception, and I want to make you aware of that within this realm of home and family matters, as well as your home environment, maybe purchasing a home or trying to sell a home. So just be careful. Make sure that you're paying extra close attention and know that there is a possibility for some confusion or fogginess surrounding some of these dealings that you're involved with at this time. And I think once you have that realization that right now you might be a little bit more dreamy or not seeing things clearly, you could literally, for some of you too, be moving in with a partner, or this could be something related to a partnership, since Venus is also here too, and it's in the home zone. So you could be moving to a destination with a partner, moving in with the partner. Something like that could be happening. Just trying to give you a million possibilities. Now, in the middle of the month on April 16th, we have a full moon in the sign of Libra, which is going to be squaring Pluto. Transformative, intense, controlling Pluto. So this is not your normal full moon, okay? This is going to be happening in the house associated for you with friends. Also the groups that you're involved with. It's also our goals and long-range plans for the future. So for you specifically, this full moon, well, for everybody, I guess, it's also on the axis. The sun will be still illuminating your house of children and your creative self-expression. So this is automatically an intense dynamic anyways. A full moon is always going to amp up the intensity, amp up the emotions and everything like that. But since there is an involvement of a double square to Pluto here in your second house of money and resources, there could be some dynamics that need to be transformed that are creating tension or stress related to topics of money and finances during this time period. I don't know if maybe these things are coming from family members or there's some association with family here somehow, maybe relatives, or maybe there's an intense conversation that needs to be had where secrets come up to the surface and things that have not been revealed to you before. Or somehow your goals and plans are needing to be acknowledged and changed in some way because of these money-related concerns. There could be somebody that's holding something over you financially that could be a little bit annoying or challenging in some way, shape, or form. So just keep an eye out for that. That is definitely something to be aware of in the middle of the month. And then we move into Taurus season on April 19th. So the sun leaves your fifth house of creative self-expression, children, fun, play, celebration, where sometimes we overdo it a little bit, and it's moving into your work house. So for you, things get a little bit more serious here with regard to building, with regard to physical fitness and health, and contributing in a positive way, hopefully, to your physical well-being on a daily basis. It's the daily grind, and that's where the sun is really bringing emphasis here. Now, this is going to really amp up this energy because this is where the eclipse cycles are also taking place for you for the next 18 months. This eclipse period started in January 2022, and it's going to run all the way to July of 2023 for you. So the 6th and 12th house, I'm not going to lie, it can sometimes be a little bit of a more challenging axis for eclipse cycles to be, but usually once it's all said and done, we've had some major transformations and we move forward out of the cocoon and we emerge as a butterfly. So this is going to be a really big time period for you, Sagittarius. So I think health is going to be of utmost importance here, really taking care of yourself amongst the busyness of what Taurus season will hold for you. We'll talk about the eclipse at the end of the month a little bit later, but just know that starting around this time, April 19th especially, those eclipse energies are really going to start amping up for you, especially if you have planets or points in Taurus as well, or any fixed sign placements for that matter, which is Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, or I'm missing one, Scorpio. Okay, so moving into, let's see here. Moving into April 26th, you will have a Mercury, the planet of mind and communication and our thought processes and learning, and the sharing of information, is going to be entering its pre-shadow retrograde, or it's Mercury retrograde pre-shadow. I said that completely backwards. So Mercury retrograde won't be happening until May 10th, but I do want you to be aware of this because when Mercury enters its pre-shadow, a lot of circumstances, situations, or thoughts will come in pertaining to things that we are specifically going to be rearranging, reworking, rethinking, re-strategizing, or planning once this retrograde hits in May. So it's just, I want you to be aware of the time period between April 26th and May 10th. Keep an eye out. These are going to be affecting your house of long-term partnership, contracts, and negotiations that somehow could be tied in with what work you do, your health, and your daily habits, patterns, and routines. Some of those things may need to be reworked come May, right? So keep an eye out for all of that. Then closing out the month on April 29th, we have the first planet to actually move direct after this long stretch of planets being, first planet to move retrograde after a long stretch of all planets direct, things moving forward, bada boom, bada bing, like lots of energy, lots of things moving and shaking. But, you know, this is an outer planet. We're talking about Pluto here. Pluto is in your second house of money and finances. It's actually been transiting here since 2008. This is no strange energy to you. And I would say if you have any Capricorn planets or points in your second house between 26 to 28 degrees, this will be very much having a very personal effect on you. But I would say this, other than that, this may be just something very subtle in the background, and it's something to just be aware of. First and foremost, it's all about your money, your relationship to money, structures of money in your life. You know, the way that you organize money, your long-term goals surrounding investments and money, whatever that might be or what might mean for you, right? So your relationship with the topic of finances in general has been undergoing major changes and transformations since 2008. Pluto retrogrades once every year, and it's for half the year. So it's a really long time period of internal transformation, purging, working through things. Sometimes for some people, it's very intense for that period of time, but we always emerge different, even if it's changes that occur on a very subtle level that accumulate over time and really change the person that we are and the way that we operate out in the world. So just to keep in mind, that happens from April 29th, and that will take us all the way through October when Pluto will station direct again. Then closing out the month, as promised, we're going to discuss this partial solar eclipse in the sign of Taurus. So for you, again, highlighting the house of health, the ways in which you can serve other people. This has a lot to do with grind, work, hard work, building towards something. This is just busyness on a daily basis. And what do? Our habits, our patterns, and our tendencies, which will or will not contribute to our overall well-being in some way. So this is actually a really, really beautiful eclipse. I like this a lot. Some eclipses are a little bit more volatile, but I feel like there's a lot of supportive energy here, which is good, especially being in the house of health for you. It could be very, very promoting of sudden changes and breakthroughs that are made in physical fitness or health or any type of new regime that you're trying to include into your life. You could break out suddenly of deeply held ingrained patterns in some way. So I can see for people where this may have to do with eating because it's Taurus, right? Or overindulging in some way because Taurus is all about indulging in the sensual experience. I can see that being a possibility as well. For some of you, maybe you get a new job. Like this is a solar eclipse. We have to remember that this is all about something new coming in, especially since it's aligned with the South Node. And with Uranus being involved, that's where the quickness comes. It's something that could happen quick, out of nowhere, suddenly and unexpectedly, something we did not anticipate at all could be happening here. Now, what's happening as well is that where the support is coming from, the ruler of this eclipse is Venus, and Venus is in your fourth house of home, family, property, everything like that. And it's going to be conjunct a lucky, expansive, and opportunistic Venus or Jupiter. So this is a really, really nice supportive energy that's wanting to say yes, that's wanting to open doors for you. So for some of you, this could be really getting in alignment with a really healthy pattern, really healthy way of being, getting into a routine on a daily basis, maybe with people that you live with, your family members. Things could be flowing. Maybe for some of you, you'll be working from home. There's an opportunity that opens up there where you get to actually work from home. For some of you, maybe you're going to be working, you get a new job where you're helping families or you're, being of service to someone, who knows, like a family or like healthcare, serving elders or something like that. So I think real estate could definitely be a possibility here. But anyways, there's a lot of really nice energy between the fourth house of home, family, property, emotions, parents, family, and work and health. So I'm not sure exactly what that will look for you, but it's really beautiful. It's going to really help to transform you and your relationship to all of these dynamics as well. This could be very supportive of structuring the physical body in a beautiful way, really getting healthier, feeling better in your skin, feeling better on an emotional level, feeling more grounded and stable. So if you are willing to work with this energy, it is definitely there for you. Now, eclipses, we might, because Uranus is involved, we might see a sudden development right around that April 30th marker, give or take a week before or a week after. But ultimately, eclipses come in seasons, and it takes about 6 months or so for these dynamics to actually manifest and play out in our lives. So just keep an eye out over the next 6 months for anything like that might develop. But I hope this information was useful to you, Sagittarius. I hope you like this new format. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to tap the like button below. It really helps the channel and supports the hard work that's put in behind these videos. Leave me a comment, say hi, let me know how you resonate. And keep an eye out, because as the month proceeds, we're going to be following a lot of the big transits that are taking place. I'm completely restructuring my channel, and I want to follow along with these things with you guys in real time. So keep an eye out for that. But until then, peace and namaste.